After weeks of whispers and fan theories, Nina Dobrev has finally broken her silence. And what she said about those Zac Efron rumours left everyone stunned. It all started just days after Nina's emotional breakup with Olympic legend Shaun White, ending a 5-year love story that fans once thought would lead to marriage. But before the dust even settled, new photos surfaced, showing Nina on a sun-drenched boat with none other than Zac Efron. The internet did what it does best. It exploded. Within hours, social media was flooded with posts claiming the two had already moved on together. Hashtags like #Nina and Zac and #New Hollywood Couple started trending, with fans dissecting every smile, every glance, every photo angle. For some, it looked like a fairy tale rebound. Two good-looking stars, both newly single, sharing laughs under the sun. But for others, it felt way too soon after such a public breakup. And when reporters finally caught up with Nina at the airport, she gave an answer that only deepened the mystery. Because instead of denying the gossip outright, she said something that made everyone pause. When TMZ caught up with Nina Dobrev at LAX, she looked calm, composed, and completely unbothered. The cameras rolled as the reporter approached her, asking about life after her split from Shaun White. Without missing a beat, Nina smiled and said, "I'm excited for the future, and the only thing that's guaranteed is change." It wasn't the bitter or emotional reaction people expected from someone who just ended a 5-year relationship. Instead, her tone was peaceful, almost like someone who had already made peace with what happened. But then came the real question, the one everyone wanted an answer to. The interviewer leaned in and asked, "Is there anything to that Zac Efron rumour? I saw photos of you." Nina smiled, shook her head, and with that effortless charm she's known for, simply said, "Yeah." When pressed further, "You're just mates." She looked straight into the camera and replied, "Yeah," again, this time with a playful grin. That tiny smirk was all it took for the internet to explode again. Fans immediately started analysing her expression, her tone, even the way she said the word, "yeah." Was it confirmation that they're just friends? Or a clever way of keeping things private? Because if there's one thing Nina Dobrev has mastered in Hollywood, it's the art of saying just enough to keep people guessing. But that moment at the airport was only the start. Because just days before that interview, a set of photos had already set the internet on fire. It all started with a few innocent Instagram posts. Or at least, that's what they looked like at first. On September 18th, Kelly Teller shared a carousel of sunny snapshots from a boat day with friends. But buried among the smiles and swimwear was one detail that fans couldn't ignore. Nina Dobrev and Zac Efron, lounging side by side, laughing like they'd known each other forever. Within hours, the internet went wild. Comment sections turned into detective boards, with fans zooming in on sunglasses' reflections and body language. Some pointed out how comfortably close they seemed, while others swore they saw chemistry in every frame. "They'd make such a perfect couple," one fan commented. "You can feel the connection," said another. The guest list only fueled the speculation. Miles Teller and his wife Keely, Gossip Girl's Chase Crawford, and his model girlfriend Kelsey Merritt. And then Zac and Nina, conveniently both single. It wasn't long before gossip blogs began spinning their own theories, claiming a new Hollywood power couple was quietly forming right in front of everyone's eyes. But not everyone was convinced this was a romantic getaway. Some argued it was just a group of old friends blowing off steam after a hectic summer. Still, the timing, just 1 week after Nina's confirmed split from Shaun White, made the whole thing look a little too coincidental. Because in Hollywood, timing is everything. And fans couldn't help but wonder, was this the start of something real, or just a friendship caught in the storm of curiosity? Behind all the sunshine and smiles, Nina Dobrev had just gone through one of the hardest moments of her life. On September 11th, people confirmed that she and Olympic legend Shaun White had officially ended their 5-year relationship. A romance that once seemed unshakable. Fans had followed their journey closely, from lockdown adventures to red carpet moments that looked straight out of a fairy tale. But as insiders later revealed, the reality behind the scenes wasn't nearly as perfect. Sources close to the couple said the breakup was mutual but far from easy. Both Nina and Shaun reportedly made the decision with love and deep respect, yet there was a quiet sadness underneath those words. After half a decade together, they had grown in different directions. According to multiple reports, Nina wanted to move forward, marriage, family, the next chapter, while Shaun wasn't quite ready to settle down. One insider even told people that Nina was devastated by the split, describing it as a decision that broke both their hearts. Another voice close to the pair insisted it wasn't one-sided, that they both wanted the same things, but couldn't align on timing. Either way, the end hit hard. Nina had built her life around a love that once seemed forever, so when she was suddenly spotted smiling again, this time beside Zac Efron, fans couldn't help but wonder if there was more beneath that calm, glowing exterior. Because when someone walks away from a love like that, people always want to know what or who helped them heal so quickly. What most people don't realise is that Nina Dobrev and Zac Efron's connection didn't just appear out of nowhere. These two have actually crossed paths in Hollywood for years, quietly orbiting the same social circles long before this recent wave of rumours began. Both started their rise to fame around the same time, Nina capturing hearts on The Vampire Diaries, and Zac becoming the ultimate teen idol through High School Musical. As their careers evolved, so did their reputations as grounded, hard-working stars who managed to stay surprisingly drama-free, at least until now. Insiders say they've run into each other at several Hollywood events, award shows, and mutual friends gatherings. They share close friends like Miles and Kelly Teller, the same duo behind that now infamous boat trip. And while the internet is buzzing like they've just met, the truth is they've been in each other's circle for years. Some reports claim they've always had chemistry, but nothing romantic ever stuck, at least publicly. Fans even dug up old interviews showing both Nina and Zac praising each other's work, calling one another super talented and fun to be around. It's the kind of easy familiarity that fuels speculation. The idea that maybe, just maybe, timing is finally on their side. And now, with both of them single, relaxed, and spending time together again, it's easy to see why fans are convinced something might be brewing. Because in Hollywood, old friendships have a funny way of turning into something more, especially when both hearts are freshly unclaimed. The moment those photos hit the internet, fans split right down the middle. Some couldn't contain their excitement, calling Nina and Zac the next golden couple of Hollywood. They filled social media with heart emojis, edits, and comments like, "They're both glowing, this has to be love," and, "Finally, a couple that makes sense." For many, it felt like a fresh, exciting pairing. Two beloved stars who'd both faced heartbreak and deserved a little happiness. But not everyone was cheering. A wave of fans pushed back, arguing that Nina needed space to heal after such a long and emotional breakup. One fan wrote, "She literally just ended her engagement. Give the girl a moment." Others accused the media of turning a friendly hangout into a love story just for clicks, pointing out that women in Hollywood rarely get the same privacy as their male counterparts. Still, the fascination only grew. Every public sighting, every tagged photo, every vague Instagram caption became fuel for debate. Was this a friendship, a rebound, or the quiet beginning of something real? Even under the microscope, Nina didn't lash out or post cryptic messages. Instead, she stayed calm, smiling through paparazzi questions and ignoring the noise. To her, it seemed like the best response wasn't to deny or confirm anything, but to let people think what they wanted. Because in a world obsessed with labels and headlines, sometimes silence says the most. And that calm, graceful silence left fans wondering if her earlier words, "The only thing that's guaranteed is change," meant more than anyone realised. That one line, "The only thing that's guaranteed is change," might have sounded casual at first, but it hit differently once people really thought about it. For many fans, it wasn't just Nina brushing off a breakup question. It was her quietly acknowledging that her life had just shifted, and maybe she was finally ready to embrace it. Some saw it as a sign of strength. After 5 years in a high-profile relationship, Nina wasn't playing the victim or seeking sympathy. She was reminding everyone, and maybe herself, that change isn't something to fear. It's something to welcome. A few fans even called it her soft reset moment, a reminder that endings can be the start of something much greater. But others took her words as something more cryptic, a subtle nod to a new chapter she wasn't ready to discuss yet. That's what fueled even more speculation about Zac Efron. Was change her coded way of saying she's already moved on? Or was it just Nina's elegant way of closing one door before walking through the next? Either way, the message was clear. Nina wasn't stuck in the past. She was evolving, gracefully, quietly, and on her own terms. Her tone wasn't defensive or bitter, it was confident. As if to say, yes, things are different now, and I'm okay with that. In an industry where heartbreak often turns into headlines, Nina Dobrev managed to turn hers into a statement of power. But the story doesn't end with her breakup or the rumours, because what she's doing next might just redefine how Hollywood sees her altogether. At the end of it all, Nina Dobrev has proven that she's not just another celebrity swept up in gossip. She's a woman quietly rewriting her own story. In a town where every smile gets analysed and every move becomes a headline, Nina has handled the chaos with something rare in Hollywood: grace. She's chosen calm over clapbacks, peace over pettiness, and authenticity over attention. Her breakup with Shaun White could have turned into a messy tabloid circus, but she refused to play that game. Instead, she showed maturity, accepting change, owning her choices, and walking forward without bitterness. Whether her connection with Zac Efron is just friendship or something more, it's clear that Nina isn't letting rumours define her. She's letting her actions and her silence speak louder than any headline ever could. Because maybe this moment isn't about who she's dating, but who she's becoming. After years of being known for her roles, her relationships, and her red carpet appearances, Nina is now embracing something much deeper: self-growth. She's learning to move through heartbreak without losing herself, to laugh through speculation, and to remind the world that she's not a storyline. She's a person. And if her past few weeks have shown anything, it's that Nina Dobrev is stepping into a new era, one defined by strength, independence, and a quiet kind of confidence that doesn't need to be proven. Because in Hollywood, where stories change overnight, Nina isn't waiting for someone else to write hers. She's already doing it herself, one graceful chapter at a time.